Check this out.
This is a
You're listening to exclusive
interview with Gossip and Heifers. It's the Gospel and Heifers, and we are back with our very special guest that will be in Houston this weekend, Mr. Al B. Sure.
Ladies in the building, what's good? What's good?
Hey, man, it's all good. Hey, don't you feel 1-900?
I know. He got me rubbing my leg over here.
Yeah, like, my God.
I'm getting fidgety.
Grab the ice cubes real quick, okay? I'll be sure, man. It is such a pleasure to have you on, man. We have been longtime fans, and of course, you're going to be in Houston this weekend for an intimate performance.
An intimate evening with Al B. Sure. Let me tell you something. It's been such a, first of all, thank you for having me on the show. You know, Mama, I don't want Mama to look at me like I'm crazy and not able to show my manners. Thank you. I appreciate it. Second of all, it has been such, let me tell you something. This vehicle of expression we call music is such an organic, you know, amazing vehicle that has allowed me to travel planet Earth. It is so specific to, you know, events in people's lives. It's got to be the New Edition or Al B. Sure or Earth, Wind and Fire or Bobby Brown or Tony, you know what? Yeah. SWV, some song from, I call it the soundtrack to our generation, and it's so significant and has such an impact, and that's why it's been a blessing. I mean, even being on tour, I just came off of a 30-city tour. Crazy is I can tour. Traditionally, I'm on the road. It's like myself, Keith Sweat, El DeBarge, KC and JoJo, Tony, SWV, BBD, you know, those type of packages all mixed up. But then I also can tour with, it's myself, Dougie Fresh, Slick Rick, Big Daddy Kane, Chubb Rock. For some reason, my music crosses both, because obviously, you know, I'm a straight hip-hop head from Mount Vernon, Bunny Earth, Mount Vernon, yes. You know, from the beginning. And, you know, under the tutelage of Lil Brother, Mr. Teddy Riley. Imagine, you know, learning the production side between Teddy Riley and Quincy Jones. So all our music represented was adult contemporary hip-hop with a little polish on it.
Now, we were there for the New Jack Era Swing. Matter of fact, I worked for Teddy at GR Productions when you guys shot the New Jack Swing video with his brother. So that's why we were on the set, and we had the opportunity to meet you then way back in the day.
Yeah.
And, I mean, your music now...
Wait a minute. Hold on, wait a minute. Was that y'all two doing the WAP? Oh, no.
Doing a WAP. And I can guarantee
was
that
y'all
wasn't...
doing the Running Man? Was that y'all doing the Running... Okay, now...
Dude...
Oh.
No, I was a shy one just sitting looking like, oh my God.
Wait, I was going to say, oh, y'all have to better stop.
No, but you were nice in person.
Yeah, you
man.
were a real sweet guy.
And I mean, that was a blessing, because sometimes you meet celebrities that you're fans of, and sometimes the personality don't click with the fan.
And you're like, I don't want to listen to them ever again.
Oh boy, I'm on the same page with you, because I'm also a fan of the music. So sometimes I meet certain people and I'm like, whoa.
Right.
Yeah.
I said, okay, why don't you go press reset, figure this thing out. Don't take yourself so seriously. You know what it is? I mean, I'm a little bit of a different cat, you know, from New York, from Mount Vernon. You know, I keep it 2017. You know, it's always, I never did this to be famous. I never did this for any other reason but simply being in love with the music and you know, between sports and trying to run home from football practice to get to the basement where we had a little keyboard set up in a 4-track.
But you know, the thing I find fascinating about your background, though, is that it's not just about music with you. After reading your bio, you're involved with production. You produced one of my favorite Jamie Foxx stand-ups. I Think I Might Need Security.
The HBO special, yeah. No, that was a blessing to work with Jamie on that project. You know what it is? It's something I learned, you know, early on from Quincy. We call it the Q stretch. It's don't be afraid. You know, first and foremost, perfect your core skill, which is, you know, being a musician and a singer and a writer and arranger and orchestrating and things of that nature. But don't be afraid to reach out and stretch out whatever relationships you have and try some new things. You know, whether it's directing, whether it's, you know, like I said, radio. You know, I've been doing radio for the last almost 20 years now, and you know, being in 170 countries, it's like I said, it's a blessing. But and I want to say this to people, anybody who's listening, don't just sing the song. maybe write the song, or maybe try to produce the song, maybe, publish the song. You're not stuck in one category. If you're a creative mind and a creative soul, be creative with it.
I know with your show being, you said over 170 countries that you were syndicated in.
Yeah. When I first started, I did the ABCRN thing, and it was Secret Garden. I started the whole kind of new version of what's known as the Quiet Storm format of what radio is, kind of usually the nighttime. And I took it to another level where traditionally, nighttime radio, or Quiet Storm radio, you don't have, guests and so on and so forth. But what I did when I broadcasted from Los Angeles, all of my friends who would fly into Burbank Airport, Amy, Mark Curry, Magic Johnson, everybody would stop by the studio on the way back into LA. But the key to it is to create a show. And that's all basically what it is. Something that people are interested in. Not only can they hear the best music on planet Earth and things that take them to a different place and time, then they can hear their favorite person. And again, people don't realize they see an artist in one capacity, but when you're an artist, you have extensive knowledge. If you were listening or you were paying attention, you have to have some extensive knowledge of something else just besides, because you travel the world and crazy, you learn so many things, and with myself, my portfolio is a little different than most, produce television and do radio and tour and meet with leaders of countries and things of that nature. So those are the things that I made sure. That's just maybe my Mount Vernon hustle, because I figure, what, you're not promised any time here, so do what you got to do while you're here.
But that's the question I want to ask you. I mean, since you have such a signature on music, what do you think is missing from today's music?
You know what? That's a great question, but it's a little hard to answer only from the standpoint that I don't necessarily critique or judge others people's art. It's kind of like how they feed their family. So I'm like, go for it.
Right.
I don't necessarily listen to it and have it in my music selection.
Yes.
When I start hearing mumbo rap or mumbo joke, like, and I'm like, wait a minute, what did he just say?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it would be cool if I knew what he said, even if it's not making any sense. So, or even in music, I look at it from this standpoint where you have, very specifically, technology, as you know, has allowed artists or new artists to be in the industry that traditionally wouldn't be in the industry. Like when there's a new edition, Earth, Wind and Fire, Gap Band, what have you. What happens is, because of technology, it has allowed, a new generation of creative people, I'll say, to express their art, and I can't knock that. Not like I said, I may not be rocking to that after 9:00 at night, just to handle your business and all that. But
exactly.
It is what it is. I'm gonna reach for some Tony, or maybe reach for some Marvin Gaye or what have you, or maybe even some Johnny Mathis. And very specifically, right now, you know what? Right now, our world and our country needs something special, warm, and sexy right now, with all the craziness going on with the administration and all this. And I feel sorry for these kids out here right now, because they're probably looking at the television, listening to media and looking at social media going, oh my God, are we all going to die? Let's keep it 1,000. I can imagine how scary it is for these young people, and for us too, as the mature crowd. But we're looking at things right now, going, "Wait a minute, is this serious? Or is this a reality show?"
Right.
Like
It looks like a reality show in the White House.
And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate now, but again, that's why and I don't want to go into the political side of it, but I will. Only from the standpoint of, that's why, let me tell anybody within the sound of my voice, be a part of the process. Because if you're not a part of the process, you're a part of the problem. It's staying silent. Staying silent is being a part of the problem.
Well, that's one thing that
you got to get involved. Get out there and vote. Get out there and vote.
Exactly.
Get out there and be a part of be involved with the community. Be involved with, go and talk to these kids.
As a parent yourself, you haven't done too bad with Quincy. I mean, Quincy's been all over the place.
Yeah, we see him everywhere.
I love his role in what's that movie we love? Dope. Yes. And he's been in some other acting projects, and he's also singing along with you as well.
Yeah. You know what? This is the amazing thing. I have 3 amazing sons. Lil B Shaw usually travels with me. He sings background with me. Also, Devin Loud, he's an artist, plays 10 instruments. And remember, like when you used to watch Jay Leno and you see the artwork behind the band, that's his paintings.
Wow.
Like, so, right. So they all have their own artistic expression, including my youngest king, obviously, who's Quincy. And what's great about what they're doing is there's no nepotism involved. It's not about, my pops is Al B. Shore, I'm associated with this mogul, I'm associated with this person. He's truly about studying his craft. Like right now, if I called him right now, he would answer, and what are you doing, Q? What's good, Pops? I'm in the room, I'm studying this script. Like he wakes up with it, or I'm in the gym. Oh, I'm in the so-and-so world. Like, there's no nepotism involved. And it takes a village. So I'm extremely happy about everyone that surrounds him as it relates to uplift his spirit and uplifting his craft and anything that we can do collectively to assist in him living his dreams. And for all the boys, that's what's most important. People, it's funny because, we all kind of laugh internally, like when we see, it seems as though like everybody seems to know our family business is hilarious. Yes, cause so-and-so's, cause Puff this and Alice and Kim, and it's the funniest thing in the world because we kind of laugh and we just look at each other and laugh. And it's funny. We're like, wow.
And definitely check out the performance because we need a little Secret Garden getaway. So if you guys gotta check them out live in Houston, well, I'm into
it. It's Saturday night. That's right. It's going down. It's Dolce. And I look forward to it. And you know what? We're just going to have some fun. We are going to get up close and personal. We are going to go down memory lane. I'm going to answer questions. There are no questions off limits. I might even come into the audience and sit next to you and have a glass or something.
That's why you got to be careful now.
You know what? Whatever the night. No. Trust me. No. Let me tell you something. The fun part about this whole thing, and call me crazy, but everywhere I go, it's just like 1988. It's crazy. And I love it because that means it's real. It's organic. Yeah. These are my real people. The energy is crazy. It's just like you go back to your childhood, meaning that this is that open forum for anyone and everyone to just go and forget about the politics, forget about the craziness, the politics, the skunk smell of hatred and all those things that are not acceptable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just not, and you walk inside, you come inside, and things just change. Everything becomes this wonderful atmosphere of like, wow, I feel like I'm at home. I'm in the living room. Because it's not a show. I don't do a show. We at the house. Okay. We at the house. Y'all on the couch.
Netflix and chill.
I'm just standing in the front. We go to the kitchen and we get like a rolling pin. That's the microphone. And then, we fake like that's the microphone. And then we perform it. Remember when you little, you perform in the living room for your parents and all that. Come on.
Now we used to do that. All of us and the cousins.
Come on, all the cousins, everybody come over, and it's like an event. It's a big deal. It's really a big deal. And I try to make it like that. I mean, like I said, this is just my way of saying thank you to, and I don't use the word fans. I use the family.
Sure.
Y'all heifers better be in the building. I ain't messing with y'all.
Oh, you ain't gonna mess with us? Okay, we got to make sure.
I'm coming with my rolling pin.
Y'all better be in the building. Y'all better be up singing background with me. That's what's going to happen.
Oh hell!
If we sing background, we're gonna run all your family out the house, okay? And I don't want to disrespect your show like that.
Come on, I got Mr. Rucker. He gonna come sing background. I got you.
Oh Lord! No! I will laugh at that alone. Okay, look to see Al Rucker on stage laugh.
Oh no! Let Al be the businessman. You do the entertainment, okay?
Yeah, I'm being the front row.
I told Al, it's gonna be like In Vogue and do this together. All of us are gonna.
So you gonna take us down memory lane, man?
All right, peace and blessings, Queens. I'll see y'all Saturday.
Where the party at?
You are listening to these gossiping